what's been big lately are background checks. And hey, can you do background checks? And what happens if something comes up, like a conviction? So the answer is yes, you can do a background check in New York, so long as you make a conditional offer first. So you can't say in the application, were you convicted of a crime? Let me do a background check before you make you an offer. Can't do that in New York. You have to make a conditional offer of employment, meaning, okay, I will hire you so long as the background check comes back good, comes back clean. Fine. So you do your background check. What happens if there's a hit? What if there's a conviction of petty larceny 15 years ago? New York requires that if you want to rescind the offer, not go forward with the employment because of something that came up with a background check, you have to go through what's called the Article 23A factors. There are about 8 factors that you have to go through to decide, well, does this really present an issue? Does this prior conviction prevent him or her from doing her job? Things like how serious it was, what type of conviction it was. For instance, if you're going into a banking job and he or she was convicted of forgery 3 or 4 years ago, then, well, that's a pretty good reason why you may not be able to trust that person to go into a bank job. However, taking my example of, hey, you convicted of a petty larceny 15 years ago, and now you want to go drive a truck or something or deliver, does that mean you can't do it? Maybe, maybe not. But you have to go through the analysis. Things you take into account are how old the person was when it happened, how long ago it happened, is there any evidence of rehabilitation, any efforts just to get better. And you have to take all those things into account, because if you don't and you just say, I don't want to deal with someone who's been convicted, you could get sued because it is a protected status in New York State, believe it or not. So you really have to be careful about that, and really be mindful of when you make that decision of, we don't want to hire this person because of what's on their background check. You got to go through those factors, and ultimately you may have to give an explanation as to why you did what you did.